Hello ladies and gents, it's the Beanie 101 here with some XCOM 2, and it's been a very long time since any XCOM footage has been featured on my channel. It's been a long time since a lot of footage is featured on my channel, but I'm really glad to bring you some console playthrough of the game. I've had the console version of the game for a little while now and have had just a tiny little potter around with it. I have played a fair amount of the PC version, so I've got a good idea of what goes down in XCOM 2. But the console version is fresh and new, and I'd like to see what it brings to the table. I have all the DLC enabled. I've created a fair few number of characters in my character pool, nothing too crazy. But I'm very glad to show you my first full playthrough of XCOM 2 right here on the channel. If you want to be added to my character pool with the hope that you are going to pop up in the game in some way, shape or form, then please leave some of your details in the comments section. But without further ado, I'm going to start up my very first game. We're going to play on veteran difficulty, I think, for first instance, and I'm going to enable, oh hang on a minute, I'm going to enable the tutorial. I'm going to enable the beginner voiceover, and I'm going to enable all of the DLC. That is not a problem, and away we go.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep gate crasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Forces are swarming to the blast point. We need to move on the package before they figure out what we're up to.
So here we go, our very first mission in XCOM 2, and this is the tutorial mission, so it's something that is very heavily scripted, which is good if you are someone that's new to the XCOM franchise. It helps you get to grips with the initial game mechanics, but if you are used to playing any of the previous XCOM games, or you've played XCOM 2 before, then you can pretty much feel free to skip this type of mission. The mechanics are not too dissimilar from what you're used to, and some of the new mechanics in XCOM 2 specifically are kind of touched upon in some of the later missions. This one is just a really heavily scripted version that talks you through the initial movement phases and shooting and concealment, that kind of stuff. So we're going to whiz through this and not take too much time over it. It's going to tell you how to allocate moves to your troops, how to make sure that you can move in single moves or double moves and dashing. It tells you the difference between full and partial cover and the defensive benefits that provides.
Crasher 2, stay close. Keep pace with Crasher 1.
So here we're going to do a dash move instead of doing two singular moves.
Double time. Holding position. We're gonna have to go through them. Stay out of sight until we're ready to strike.
Copy that.
Keep to the shadows until you're absolutely set. We'll only get one shot at this.
In the shadows.
So, most missions start with the squad in concealment. This is a new mechanic for XCOM 2. It allows us to get the drop on some of the enemy troops that we spot out in the field of play. It also means that we can set up some ambushes, so it allows for a few tactical set pieces whenever you start a mission. I do quite enjoy the addition of concealment. It's a good mechanic. It doesn't work perfectly all the time, but you know, I think it's a worthy addition to XCOM.
Don't get too close. They'll be spotted for sure and we'll lose our advantage.
So here we can see that we have several enemies. What have we got? 4, 5, 6. 6 enemies that we need to take care of, and there's only 2 of us, so we need something to happen.
They may have the numbers, but we've got surprise on our side. Hopefully that's enough.
Remind me to thank the old man.
And another guy joins the fray. So we're now up to 7.
You and me both.
No, a few of them are fucked off.
We need to take out those remaining soldiers.
I've got the drop on them. Permission to engage.
Do it.
So here we get the chance to engage. We have several enemies out in the open, and it tells you your percentage chance to hit. Now, because this is heavily scripted, I can really only shoot at this one Advent Trooper. So I'm going to take the shot. 68% chance to hit, and of course I take the guy down.
Crasher 1 is on the board.
Your first action is going to break concealment, and now the remaining enemies are going to scatter.
They can see you now. How about you all shoot first and celebrate later? No problem.
So now we're going to move on forward.
I appreciate the bravery, but you're dangerously close right now. Be careful.
So again, I have a choice of one shot and one shot alone. There's 63% chance. And again, we take the enemy down. And there's a loot drop here.
You're still keeping score, right?
We can pick up some goodies by stepping into that little area. There's a timer in terms of how long it takes for us to get the loot before it expires.
Not going out there.
Very similar to Meld and Enemy Within, where it gives you a little bit of a time pressure as you press forward.
I didn't think I'd go out like this.
And here we see our first death. Doesn't really count as death because we're only in the tutorial mission and it's completely scripted, but
Watch your flanks.
So that's how you want to play it.
does give you a sense that this game is not going to pull any punches whatsoever. Now we're going to have a look at flanking. If you can get behind an enemy, or you can shoot them when they're not stood up against any form of cover, then you're going to be able to do massive damage. You get an improved chance of critical hits, and your chance of hitting in general, your general aim, is going to be much better. So now it's mano a mano, 1v1. And this guy's deciding to hide. But he gets taken out from behind.
She's calling reinforcements. Stop that. Transmission.
Central, reporting in.
You're late. What have you been doing down there?
Taking in the sights.
What the hell are these things?
They're us. At least there used to be. Human hybrid soldiers. Advent's reward for obedience and service.
We've all heard rumors. I just never believed it was true.
No one wanted to. But we find what we're looking for today. I promise you that's gonna change. Let's move.
So one of the things that I immediately like about the console version is the fact that graphically it holds up and is very comparable to the PC version of the game. Yes, there does appear to be some screen tearing and bits and pieces, specifically during cutscenes, but otherwise the game's quite a looker. Yeah, it's a stylized look, it's not going for anything ultra realistic, but it certainly holds its own.
Fire on anything that moves.
So I'm going to go into Overwatch here, which allows me to take reaction shots on any enemies that come into my field of view and are obviously within range. Where's this telling me to go? Let's go up against this wall.
Menace 3, you're up.
Hold up. You should check that body for salvageable gear. We need anything we can get at this point.
So here we're going to pick up the loot.
I've heard rumors Advent rigs their stuff to sell.
What are we going to get? A scope. And then let's move further forward. Here come the reinforcements. And spoiler alert, I have a sneaking suspicion that our Nigerian friend is going to get a bullet between the eyes.
Reinforcements just hit the ground.
They're getting nervous. Now I know we're in the right place.
So Peter is going to take the shot as he's sitting there in Overwatch, and he manages to take one of the aliens down.
Well done. Fall back to our position.
But there are now two in sight.
I'll try to stall him here.
And Peter's going to play the hero. He's going to move a little bit further back here and into half cover rather than full cover, which is normally a tactic which isn't to be advised. If you can use full cover, then you should definitely make use of it. Again, heavily scripted. I've got to take this shot, so let's see if we can take the guy down. And no, we miss. The first miss so far. And I'm out of ammo.
I'm going for the door.
Jane Kelly's going to move towards the door.
You should be able to cut right through the door's security protocols. They were never expecting anyone to get this close.
And here we can see another new mechanic, which is hacking. It's exactly what you think it is. It allows us to hack certain systems, certain enemies at some point, and we have a 100% chance to unlock the door, so that's guaranteed, but you can also get some certain rewards. Later on in the game you can choose these rewards, but if you fail then there's a drawback to that. At this point it's 100% guaranteed success rate, and then all you're really doing is playing around with the bonuses, so I may as well go for the high level bonus. I'm not going to get it anyway. Very close. And we just unlock the door.
Good. Let's go.
So let's move where instructed.
Moving to secure the package.
Let's hope our intel was good.
This is the place.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Looks like there's an access panel attached. If you got me a better look, I might be able to...
Next time. Let's get out of here.
So let's carry my unconscious little friend.
The entire Advent security grid just lit up. Firebrand is holding nearby for evac, but it's now or never, Central.
Understood. We're on the move.
Poor old Peter. Poor old Peter. And just as predicted, our Nigerian friend
Central,
goes to the big place in the sky.
You have to get out of there.
We need another exit. Now!
Okay, let's move out.
Got it covered.
Here we're instructed to throw grenades, so we will do just that, because we have no real other option. Forgetting the controls momentarily there, let's try again.
Fire in the hole.
Works for me.
And in certain situations we don't need doors, because we can create our own. Things much more destructible.
Almost there. Stay focused.
Let's try and get out of sight of the remaining enemies. Let them come towards us. Here they come.
They're right behind us.
Jane Kelly gets some luck.
Way too close.
Might not be so lucky this time. Oof. Bradford takes a pretty big hit. And we need to GTFO as soon as possible.
Pressure. We need an immediate evac. Get us out of here.
So let's place an evac zone exactly where suggested.
Keep moving.
You don't need to tell me twice.
And now we really can leave.
We're coming home.
Let's go. See what I mean? These graphics are nice. Looking very good.
decades of atrophy to contend with.
Wish we had more time.
I don't disagree.
But as it stands now, we risk losing the patient if we don't begin the removal procedure immediately.
We're ready.
Good. Then let's get on with it.
Remarkable.
Just like 20 years ago. We were still calling it a war back then. We had no idea what was coming.
Response from the cerebral cortex. Good. Prepping for cranial intrusion. I've managed to identify the connection, preparing to make final incision.
These readings are getting really erratic.
Of course they are. These implants were never designed to be removed. We are risking severe...
No plan B here, people. Do it.
Pupillary response normal. Vital stabilizing. Procedure complete.
Told them it would take more than that to keep you down. Welcome back, Commander.
And there we have it. Tutorial mission is there to bring us back from abduction.
Glad to see you're finally coming out of it. Don't envy the headache you must have, though. Still, can't fault Dr. Tigan. Especially as no one's even attempted something like this before. Easy. We're still not entirely sure what they did to you. That chip was buried halfway into your skull. Lost a lot of good soldiers looking for you over the years. Almost gave up hope you were still out there. Acted on the intel as soon as I got word. Not sure what you remember, but a lot's changed. Did the best I could, but the last 20 years have been tough without you. You feel like catching up? Shen has the archive up and running on your terminal. Otherwise, I'd go see Dr. Tigan when you're ready. There's some things you should know. He'll be better at explaining them than me. It's damn good to have you back, Commander.
So let's get down to business. No doubt we've got a few more cutscenes to trawl on through,
Commander,
so that we get an idea on what to do for research engineering and all that stuff. So let's get to it.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tigan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander. On your order, Commander. I will begin researching the Advent chip for possible insights as to its function.
Okay, we've got one possible route for our research. That's alien biotech. And then the other two, which are greyed out at the moment, are modular weapons, which allows us to add mods to our weapons and then start researching stronger weapons later down the line, or hybrid materials, which gives us some armor that gives us a small boost to health and then unlocks the armor tree to get some more advanced armors again later on further down the line. So let's go for alien biotech.
Work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
That's going to take a day.
Research will keep Tygan busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
The armory is the next place to go to, so we're going to do that. Let's
Commander,
go.
to the armory.
Commander, Jane Kelly was instrumental in the op to get you back. She earned enough experience for a promotion. We should take care of that now.
So we have rookie Jane Kelly, who has been on one mission and is now being promoted. She's going to be our very first ranger.
Serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
I quite like the ranger class, mainly because I really enjoy shotguns. But this time round, she also comes with a new ability, and that's the ability to slash. That's not urinating on her enemies, that is being able to hit them with her sword.
We're off to a good start. Our troops will only get stronger as they gain experience.
Commander, to the bridge.
I heard you, Shen. When we get the thing, you'll be the first to know.
Attention. Unauthorized presence detected.
Commander, give me a second. Execute Echelon Protocol.
Attention. Senior Command Exchange confirmed.
I had wanted that to be a little more ceremonious, but we've got something. A local resistance cell just located this hybrid magnetic power converter that Shen's been pushing us to find. They tracked the device to a nearby Advent convoy and are attempting to take it down. If we can bring this converter back in one piece, we might actually get this place up and running and give the aliens a real war for a change. The squad is prepped and ready to launch on your order, Commander. Just give the word.
So here we go. We are done with our tutorial mission, and we are now moving on to Operation Crypt God, which is to recover the Advent power converter. And here we have a few. We've got an all-female squad. A few of my character pool. We've got Pavlova, known as Ghostface. We've got Tukol Davies, and we've got Lucha, Ramirez, and obviously Jane Kelly, who has the benefit of already ranking up. This is going to be an easy mission, and we are going to come back to that mission in the next episode. So thank you ever so much for watching. I've been the Beanie 101. This has been XCOM 2 for the next gen consoles. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to be involved in my character pool, then leave some details in the comments below. Or if you just want to leave a comment about how you feel about the XCOM 2 game or the XCOM franchise in general, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I will bid you a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.